All right, folks, gather round because we've got to talk about something pretty serious happening across the pond. Sir Keir Starmer, the UK's Prime Minister, just gave a speech about immigration that's got everyone talking. Now, immigration is always a hot-button issue, but Starmer really turned up the heat with this one. He's talking about a new era for the UK, one with stricter immigration rules and a focus on what he calls British values. He even threw out the phrase "island of strangers," which, let's be honest, sounds a little ominous. So, is this the dawn of a new era, or just more political posturing? Let's dive in and find out. Starmer kicked things off by talking about the importance of rules. You know, those things that keep society from descending into utter chaos. He argued that without strong immigration rules, Britain risks losing its identity, becoming a nation of, you guessed it, strangers. He stressed that these rules aren't just about keeping people out. They're about protecting British values and ensuring everyone plays by the same set of rules. Now, on the surface, this might sound reasonable. Who doesn't love a good rule, right? But it also begs the question, whose rules are we talking about here? And are they really designed to be fair and just for everyone? Now, let's talk numbers, because Starmer didn't shy away from the nitty-gritty. He made it clear that he wants to see a significant reduction in net migration. That's the difference between the number of people coming into the UK and those leaving. He argues that the current system is basically a free-for-all, almost designed to permit abuse. His solution? A complete overhaul of immigration policies, making it tougher for people to come to the UK and presumably easier for them to leave. But here's the thing about reducing migration. It sounds good on paper, but the reality is far more complex. What about the impact on the economy? What about families who are separated? These are questions Starmer didn't quite get into. Chapter 3. Specifics? Not so much. So, how exactly does Starmer plan to achieve this grand vision of a lower migration UK? Well, he did offer a few concrete proposals. For starters, he's coming after those overseas care workers. You know, the ones who are literally keeping the UK's care system afloat. Yeah, those guys. He's talking about reducing their numbers, which seems a bit counterintuitive, considering the UK is facing a massive shortage of care workers. And then there's the good old-fashioned English language requirement. Apparently, speaking English is suddenly a prerequisite for contributing to British society. Who knew? Starmer argues that these measures are all about ensuring that immigration benefits the UK, but some critics say it sounds a lot like thinly veiled discrimination. Chapter 4. Can't we all just get along? Despite the tough talk on immigration, Starmer did try to end on a note of unity. He emphasized the need for countries to work together to address the challenges of immigration, particularly when it comes to issues like people smuggling. He called it a vile trade, and he's not wrong. But here's the thing. Calling for international cooperation is one thing, but actually achieving it, that's a whole different ballgame. It requires trust, collaboration, and a willingness to see things from other countries' perspectives. Outro? A new era or more of the same? So there you have it, folks. Starmer's vision for a new era of UK immigration is ambitious, to say the least. He's talking about stricter rules, lower numbers, and a renewed focus on British values. But the big question is, will it work? Can you really engineer a society by controlling who comes in and who doesn't? And at what cost? These are the questions that will define the UK's immigration debate for years to come. One thing's for sure though, it's going to be interesting to watch it all unfold.